All right. I think this is going to be the time we start. As a reminder, this is being recorded by myself, so if you want to ask a question but don't want to have your voice included in the recording, there is a chat feature in the stage channel. Please ask your questions there. I'll try to get to them as best I can. But we're going to go ahead and kick this off. So welcome to the ZSE Town Hall. Today's date is July 15th, 2023. And I'm going to switch back over to voice activity because I don't want to hold my push to talk the entire time. Cool. Couple of things we're going to be going over today, just some general overall facility updates from each one of the departments. I'm seeing 2 out of the 3 department heads, and then 2 out of the 3 management team. McGuire is at work, so he couldn't join us, sadly, and Shy is currently out of town. So we'll be briefly touching on each one of those if we have the opportunity. And then if the department head can't be here, somebody from their team will fill in. And of course, I'm not clicking on the right screen. So introductions. I'm the air traffic manager now. My name's Eric. If you guys don't know who I am, our deputy air traffic manager is obviously McGuire. He's been the DATM for a little while now. We have a new training administrator, Alex. Alex, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Alex, you have any wise words of wisdom right now that you'd like to impart during your introduction? You know, how do you like the TA position? Anything crazy you want to say?
All is good.
Okay. Our events coordinator, like I said, Shy couldn't be here. He's otherwise known as VAT Dad in this RTEC. So the events team, somebody from the events team may or may not be coming up to kind of introduce them. Teddy is our FE. I see him in the audience. We'll hear from him a little bit later, as well as our webmaster Falcon. We'll be hearing from him later. So some management updates. A lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is in regards to the CRC development and production. So keep that in mind. Some of the stuff that we're working on at the management level, like it says on the screen, CPS 001 updates are coming soon. That'll kind of be more involved, kind of with the second point of all of the SOPs, LOAs, and syllabuses. We're all going to get updated due to CRC and VNAS release. And that's just because it kind of changes the way that we look at ATC and how we control, right? Especially here in the US. So with that in mind, there will be quite frequent updates as we update them. We will be putting out information here in Discord and over email. I'll set out an all-hands broadcast whenever there's a new document for review, and that's pretty much it with that. The other thing I want to talk about is maturity levels within the RTEC and the expectations from members of ZSE. So some of us are adults here, some of us aren't. I'm not going to deny that people are under the age of 18, which is fine. However, in ZSE, we want to make sure that we're remaining professional, display maturity as best we can, and just have an overall safe environment, right? We want to be as inclusive as we can, and make sure that we're being as professional and mature at all times. And I just said the same sentence like 3 different ways. I'm sorry. But I do want to say, like, if there's somebody that's, being immature towards you, or there's some issues with behavior, please let a department head know, or a member of management know, and we'll take care of it swiftly. Okay? That's all I have to say about that. Alex, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Training, Alex, I will let you take that away.
All right. So, for number 1, we have a new instructor here at ZSE. It's Kai. Kai has been a wonderful mentor, helping with observers to S1, and recently doing some tower sessions. And I believe they're going to make a great instructor here at ZSE. Next, I've been working on updating Sweatbox files from delivery, and I'm working all the way up to center. So we have them just in case we don't have enough traffic to do a live session. We can always go to Sweatbox for, approach and center. And I just put the note in here, ATC trainer is greater than tower trainer. If you know, you know. And next, I'm looking to hire some more mentors here at ZSE. One of the requirements is you must be an S2 with a major endorsement. And yeah, so if you want to be a mentor here, you can message me and we'll talk about it. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Alex. All right, next on the docket is events. I think I saw Kai. Kai, do you want to talk about events or no? All right. Well, okay, so Kai's at work, so I'll let them remain at work and just listen. So really the only event that we have planned up at this point is the F&O in August. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we should have some more details about that. We have an event idea in mind. We just don't have anything hard set in stone currently. The date is set as I know which date it is, the 11th of August. So 11 August is when we're tentatively planning our F&O, so keep a lookout for further information on that. Thanks for the question, John. Web department. Falcon, you want to talk about some stuff that you're working on? Falcon, I invited you to speak. You should be able to join the speakers from that point. Okay, well, this is all that Falcon has kind of given us as far as the web department. He's fixed several bugs. Times will be logged on all minor airports, or on minor airports most importantly. If you do find an airport that you control here in ZSE that is not being logged, please advise us as best we can. We are currently looking at a replacement of the current website. However, we will still be maintaining the existing site during that time. So whether that we develop something new or we fork in other facilities or however we want to go about it. But we are still looking into a replacement, something a little bit more up to date with better settings. Oh, hey, look, there's Falcon. Falcon, I'll let you keep talking.
Hey, sorry, I found the button. I'm just on the road right now and opportunistically. Basically that's the long and short of it is we're fixing bugs. If you find a bug that stops you from doing something or is like making it just painful to use the site, I'll look into that and fix it. Anything that's nice to have, we'd rather not do simply because we want to redirect those efforts into something new. So far, we're aware of the issue that you have to log in like way more frequently than we think that you should have to log in, and we're looking at making sure that we cheer up our numbers for session hours with what is actually recorded in VATSIM, since for some reason we track that separately. Please let me know. I do try to get back to bug reports within like usually the same day, at most a few days, depending on availability. So yeah, thanks again.
Thanks, Falcon. Appreciate you. All right. And next team is facilities. Teddy, you want to talk? There we go. And I should be able to bring you up here. Maybe. Oh. There we go. Teddy.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I don't really have much. I just wanted to thank everyone who's been giving us bug reports and suggestions. Those are really helpful. So keep those coming. We'll try to get to those as soon as possible. And you can create those in the facilities department forum channel. Next, I'd like to just acknowledge that we have 3 new team members who are helping with us, Alex, Jonah, and Matthew. It's going to be really helpful, especially because of all the work we have to do to get CRC up and running. And speaking of which, we've been hard at work for several months now getting CRC set up, all the profiles, and we have to create a ton of new beautiful looking TowerCat maps, which Eric, I think, will be maybe showing later, wink wink. But other than that, that's really all the facilities is up to. Just thanks everyone for suggestions. Keep them coming.
Awesome. Thanks, Teddy. Appreciate you. All right. And with that, that's all of our departmental updates. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, bitches, moans, complaints, except why it goes for closed or any variation of the sort? can either raise your hand in the room or you can put them in the chat. Either one. Amaya, you had a question.
Oh yeah. Do we have any like statistics on like new members? I thought we had that like last year. I was just curious.
I don't have them readily available. I'm sorry. Within the last 30 days, we've incorporated about 7 new members of various ratings.
Ooh.
So, John asks, "What does the Navy actually do?" Well, that's a lot to unpack, John, and we can go into that in a private setting. Let's see. Can I have a flight level 300 to 600 as a block altitude? Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions before we get to the meat and potatoes as to why everybody's here? Don't mind the screaming child in the background. I'm sorry. All right. CRC preview time. Let's get it. All right. So, as you can see, or may not be able to see, it's going to be kind of hard. I have to use my big monitor for this because of how everything's set up. But when you load into CRC, it'll automatically update. With the newest update, it automatically does everything for you. You don't have to worry about that. So, a few things you can search your profiles. It's pretty nice. You can add a new profile from an RTEC that you have installed. And then on this screen, you can also manage installed RTECs. So you can install any of the RTECs that have facilities here within the VNAS setup. So I chose Seattle facility. So we have all of these predefined facilities. And these are what Teddy was talking about as far as the different video maps and all that. Currently, it's CRC is still under development. They're working on ERAM currently, and they are working on the next step is going to be stars. So a lot of the tower cab and ASDEC stuff is mostly done unless they find a bug. But finishing up ERAM and then stars will be next from that point. Okay. Cool. So again, this is creating a new profile. So let's say I want to make one for Eugene. I can either do stars or a tower cab, the main stars area, and then the profile name will do GEG_approach. And then we can create the profile. And then it goes black for a minute, and then you have your again, stars are still under development, so things could definitely change. But this is what everybody's used to, right? Only real big differences is the messages box and the controllers box is different, at least on this front. And we'll show each and every one of them a little bit here in just a minute. So we're gonna actually change over to a different profile. We're gonna use Portland Tower as an example. Alex, you mind loading up some aircraft at Portland?
Okay.
Awesome. So this is the tower view here on the left-hand screen. So this is my Portland Tower.
One or two?
One. So this is my Portland Tower profile. All of this is done by hand, the satellite imagery, all of the drawings and stuff like that. This is all done by hand thanks to our fantastic facilities team. Again, you'll see the differences in the messages box, controllers box, and that's pretty much what this particular setup is. Some differences, right? So you have different display settings. So you have your CID. This is your general settings, CID and password. You can set your real name, and then all of these other settings here as well. So connecting to the network is super easy. You don't have to worry about call sign. You don't have to worry about anything crazy. So when I click connect, I'll click to connect to a position. So I'm going to use combined tower. I'll be an instructor with an I1 rating, and I'll be in sweatbox 1, and I can connect to sweatbox. So there's a lot of things going on here. as you can see with the new ATC trainer, we can define different facilities that are online. So Seattle Center is online, Portland Tower is online, and Portland Approach is online. Bye. And you can see all these aircraft. If we zoom out a little bit, you can also see that we have modeled Pearson as well. I don't think it's an actual tower cab view or satellite view, but there's also aircraft over at Vancouver. Sorry, Vancouver. Sorry, I'm not checking the questions right at this very second, so looks like John's answering them as they come through, which is nice. So right now I'm logged in. This setup is just like as if you were to log in without priming up. It's kind of the best way to describe what we're currently at. So if I go ahead and click Activate Session, this will put me up and prime me in. This is Combined Tower, and looks like Alex is logging into iGround. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to see is once we get aircraft in the air, I'm going to have Alex show some things with the ASDEX by moving aircraft around. So you can click on aircraft and you can show which data blocks are what based on all of that. You can zoom in and out. There's a day and a night mode with the ASDEX view, which is super cool. Yes, Amaya, you do not need to choose frequencies. Night mode best, 100%. So as you can see, Alex is putting in commands into Tower Trainer effectively, so you'll see that as well. It's this, to my knowledge, the same button styles with the exception of a few different ones. So this is your flight plan window now. No longer is it the plain white box. This is very similar to kind of what we have in either VSTARS or ERAM as they are, comparing the two. But normally the beacon code is already set. So as you can see, 930 Tango Bravo is already set to 5110, so long as everything is set properly here. Type aircraft. So you don't do the slash and then the equipment suffix anymore. There's a separate box for equipment suffix. So, for example, the type is a TBM9. The equipment suffix is a Lima. And gives you departure, destination, the speed, and the altitude. Their route and their remarks. Okay, just making sure that I got everything. So as Alex taxis down, this aircraft here looks like they are squawking normal, and I don't have their data block up. I will zoom in a bit just so you guys can see what things are happening. So this is going to be a little bit slower here. Am I missing anything as far as initial showcase, or is it all going to be kind of on the fly? I don't think I'm missing anything. So.
Can I add something?
Sure.
So if we look at the aircraft at, let's say, the Charlie gate, that one, so that's Alaska 1427. On the ASDEX, you can't see their call sign if they're not squawking their code. And same with the aircraft at the Alpha gate, it's Horizon 2307. Not squawking mode Charlie, and that's what that looks like.
Yeah. Yep. The 7-8 Tango, are they squawking the correct code, or is that an incorrect code with mode C?
7-8 Tango is mode C with the correct code.
Weird. So while we're doing that, once you get them in the air, I'm also going to show this end of it as well. So a couple other cool tools that have come out as well. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep it in the screen here. So vstrips, we'll go ahead and launch that. This will latch on to your current connection. You have to be connected to a VNAS client. You cannot use this on the current client setups. And so this is what we would use for strips. So there's currently 6 strips that I can print. And I can move to bay, move to bay, move to bay. And I can request a strip from a particular aircraft. So if we take a look at United 2018. Oh, you didn't hear the sound. Just to cover for some new people, what is VNAS and how it affects legacy? Okay. Ooh, that's a great question. So VNAS is... Oh, I only know how to explain this technologically. So VNAS is something that is going to be the communication between the data server of VATSIM and the clients that you're looking at. There's a lot of technicalities that go into that and some cool features that it automatically does as it is. But the basis of it is what connects the VATSIM data server to the client itself. John may have slightly more of a better answer for that. But there's a little sound play. Back up a second. I'm sorry. So the reason you can't connect legacy clients to VNAS is the way that the development of the legacy clients and the way that the development of the new client is done. They're incompatible. It's physically not possible to be able to do both at the same time, to be able to use stuff like vstrips and TDLS and EDST. So this is all reliant on CRC coming out. VNAS is virtual NAS. It's already deployed. It already works through the live network. As some of you may know, aircraft are already getting automatic beacon codes. So automatic squawk codes, if you haven't noticed that, interesting. But the automatic beacon codes are because of VNAS. It's already working. It's been working for, I think, like a year-ish or so, or just shy of that. But that's the gist of VNAS. Does that answer your question, Andrew? Well, he types. We're going to move that to the bay. So you can also see, so with vstrips, right now I'm currently on ground, but I can also go over to local. So you can type in all these boxes. You can add notes. I don't think you can change the route. If you change the route in the route editor block, so we'll use Air Canada 4 as an example. So if I change this to the Grizz 8, and I click amend, it plays a new sound and it prints a new strip. And then you can also add a separator, so a green and say clearance. Cool, cleared 2, same difference. You can also add a half strip, which would be for your VFR stuff. At least that's what I would use it for. You can slide it either right or left. You can push to local, and then they get the half strip. We're going to delete that, and we'll do it over here. So we can push to local, and then local will have the strip here. I don't remember what the offset. We'll offset it, that, and that's pretty much it with the strips. If you do need to switch the facility, you can click the little button, and you can either log out or play the sound when the flight strip is printed, or play the sound when the flight strip is added to the bay. Any questions with that thus far?
Can you push F6 on your Aztecs?
F6 on my Aztecs, yeah. John, the answer to the question of, so Lucas's question was, with those web apps like vStrips, could you use it on another device? For example, have an iPad on the side with vStrips. The answer to that is yes. I'm actually going to grab my iPad to verify that. But from my understanding, as long as you have an active connection on VATSIM, more specifically VNAS, you can actually load any of the any of the web apps on any device to be able to use them. And I'm going to pull that up right now. But yes, that is. So I can't show you it on my iPad, but I do have it up, and it is not supported on iOS currently. So iOS for the iPad is not supported currently. They are currently in development with an iOS app. Let's see, what else?
Warning, runway 28 right, occupied.
So, Alex just made a collision. Oh, well, I got a warning of runway occupied 28 right. So, something to bring up, if you are controlling and looks like a 930 Tango Bravo is in the pattern, if someone's holding short, or if somebody's lined up on the runway and they get too close, you'll actually get a warning from the Aztecs. So yeah, I don't know how else to think about it. I can't share this screen because it'll only focus on one. Any other questions? There's a lot to unpack. It's runway configuration. We're west flow, closed runway. 28 right, 28 left are open. 321 is closed. Tower configuration's all on. All tracks enable. Yep. So you can have vector lines on and off. Vector lines. You can have vector lengths. Change those. Data blocks you can turn on and off. Initiate control. I think I have everything.
What are the different aircraft symbols on the tower one?
Oh, so Uno 318 is a little helicopter. And their current aircraft is not set, which is weird. The Piper is set. This looks like a Cessna, honestly. And then you have a A319. And I think these are all the same. 738 A319. Do we have any heavies loaded up right now?
No. I can speed it up.
The Horizon Dash 8 looks to me like a Dash 8. And then we have another Choppa 1. Andrew, no, not currently. Let's see, anything else that I'm missing that I haven't shown thus far yet? And for that of you that are watching the recording, that sound is the printer from the V-strips. Makes a little sound you guys can't hear, but so here's a
Warning, taxiway Bravo, go around.
Taxiway Bravo, go around. What the hell? So 788 is also orange because they're a heavy aircraft, and they show up as a different symbol there. John is correct. The SOPs will be updated with SLS rules before CRC is released. So the developers of CRC did give us the warning. They're going to give us a warning more specifically. I think it's 3 weeks, Alex, right? Prior to release for minimal MVP, which is minimal viable product. So that gives us time to update all of our SOPs, LOAs, stuff like that, to where we're oh. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, so expect to see a whole bunch of document updates at once right before CRC is released, is what I'm trying to get out. Any other questions? Okay. Anybody else want to see anything else on CRC? Yes, no, maybe so? Well, the source display doesn't even show any aircraft right now, John. I can show ERAM, I guess. Anybody want to see ERAM? Alright. We'll close that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate and disconnect. And I will switch profiles. And this takes a bit to load, so you'll get some of the maps taking a little bit to load. And then I'll connect up here, and we'll do center combined, and we'll go to Sweatbox 1. So a couple things of note as it loads up and realizes what it's doing with its life. So I'm now active on Seattle Center. Some things to keep in mind. 16 is what our IDs are set as, right? So this is how you will hand off aircraft, stuff like that, if they're in the VNAS facility. If not, I think it sets it as Z for all of them. I don't remember if there's any differences in that, but anybody that you're able to hand off to, it'll set that as that. Looks like Alex loaded them all up at Seattle now. Is that true, Alex?
Yes.
Okay. Scroll up here. So let's see what else. I don't think it'll let me do it. Yeah. So couple cool things. QU will show you their route. So goes all the way down from Oakland, comes up. This is all pretty similar. Let's see. So this is ERAM. As you guys know, I have a ridiculously large monitor, so yeah, that's why there's a whole bunch of stuff. Most of these are going to be very similar to what we currently have now. It's not a TV, it's a monitor. It's a 49-inch monitor, man. But yeah, so as Jonah said, most of the things are done. So it's now just doing stars, and that's it. This is interesting. Let me pull up my airport diagrams. Cool. So in top-down mode, if you zoom in, to an aircraft, like let's say you're controlling top down, you can use the little aircraft symbol, and it'll show you pretty much everything. So I don't know why my ship request isn't working, but commands are fairly similar. So top down's pretty cool like that. And then to get rid of the route, you just type in QU again. The tabs mechanic. Ooh, yeah, you're right. So let's say you're controlling top down, and you want to have another tab of something because you're on a single monitor. So you can go to add a display tab of a tower cab. We'll go Grayfield. And that one's not working for some reason. Let's add a tab for Portland. Yeah, so you can have a tab. I have, for all these, I have my satellite imagery off, just because I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff running. But then you can switch back and forth between ERAM and tower cab. You can also do, obviously you can see other windows. And then you can also do an ASDEX. So let's say, for example, I'll do a tower view over here, ASDEX of Seattle. And this is what the Seattle ASDEX looks like. So you can run different things simultaneously. And then over here, I'll do a stars view for P80. And this is what you get for that window. So I can load in my stars view like I normally would. And obviously turn my range rings off because I don't like them. And you can switch between ERAM, stars, any of the windows that are currently built in CRC, you can have as tabs through anywhere, so long as it's defined within the position. So a little bit of nuance that I'm not going to explain here, but for ERAM, if you're controlling center, you can have all the different various types of windows open. I think that about covers it, for now anyway. Anybody else have anything they want to see, showcase, stuff like that? Yeah, the safety logic alerts, like, you can't really hear. It'll basically flash red on the screen. So let me see if I can't. Safety logic limited, closed runway. Yep, they're all open. Runway configuration. We are south flow. Tower configuration's all on. Add all alerts.
Test message.
So you can click volume test, and it will do that. If, let's say, somebody were on short final, which doesn't look like Alex doing intentionally, but it will alert you with a red box. I'll let it kind of load here for that. You can change your leader length. So set yours to 3, set it there. And yes, the green hold short bars on the taxiways. Dedicated aircraft at that intersection will be crossing in front of line of other traffic. So, yeah, as John pointed out, and we'll see here in just a second. Ooh, handoff. Ooh, the handoff sound works. Nice. So, they made the handoff sounds work. That didn't happen a little while ago. But it'll have this box around it. It'll have an R in front of it. So let's say what facility are you on? Oh, damn, I can't. can't QU you, or else I would. But yeah. So here's another one. It'll have the box around it. It'll flash from whoever's handing it off. So you can center click it, or you can accept it via the other methods. You can have the boxes around them by clicking on the right-hand corner. Yeah, Andrew said he didn't see the ILS critical area. Hold lines are marked. And John did respond to the question saying they're not defined. Anything? I swear I'm forgetting something that was like huge.
Warning, runway
Here we go.
left, go around.
So you'll get this little box that'll tell you in your ear, warning 16 left, runway 16 left occupied, go around. So you tell Alaska 404 to go around. And yeah, so the red box here. So as John pointed out, you have the green hold short bars. So if there's an aircraft that's exited, those green bars will tell you if they're going to be on the runway or not. So yeah, that's. I think that's it, Alex. Am I missing anything, John? Am I missing anything?
I think so.
Teetles. John likes Teetles. So go to virtualnas.net, go to Teetles. Alex, you got somebody on the ground that isn't doing anything for example clearance?
Nope.
All right, so Teetles, I don't remember. TDLS. I don't remember what the acronym stands for. But this is effectively how you would send out PDCs. So you click top left, you can switch your. So you can go 124.2, tab out, and then override the departure frequencies 124.2. You can change the facility on the fly. Should you be controlling like center, for example, you can change your facilities. There is no integrated Hoppies support, Hoppies ACAR support. The second part of your question, I can't answer. So let's say we want to give a PDC. So Alaska 1010. They're going Seattle Mountain 2, Zadon, Zalek, whatever, right? So they would depart via the Mountain 2. Climb via the Citic that maintains 7,000. Departure frequencies on 124.2. And you can have them call short of Bravo for pushback, call short of Alpha for taxi, call short of Bravo for taxi, short of Alpha for taxi, or call for pushback, depending on where they are in the field. So we'll use taxiway Bravo, short of Bravo. And then you can click send. And it will send them a message, which Alex just got, because he's the one that's controlling this. And then you can see that they've already gotten a PDC here, and you can edit it, send them a new one, so on and so forth. Let's say you find something wrong with their route. You can actually change it. However, you have to change it in the client first, and then it'll update it in TDLS. So if you find something wrong with their route, make sure you update it in the flight plan editor, which is right here, and then you'll be able to send them a PDC from that point.
I sent you a screenshot of what the PDC looks like.
Yeah, so this is what it is.
Warning, runway 16 right, go around.
Oh, there's a warning on 16 right.
Yep.
I'll put the example in the chat. Oh, Alex put the example in the chat as well. So that's TDLS. Other stuff that's still in production, EDST. I think it's still broken, if I remember correctly. It's like I said, everything's still in development. So, yeah, post-process communication down. So this isn't currently working at the moment, but the gist of it is en route decision support tool aids in your controllers in strategic planning and traffic management. But yeah, like I said, it's currently down. So yeah, as John pointed out on the chat, it's intended for TMU staff anyway, so it won't affect most people. But it's there as a tool should we need it. Any other questions? Okay. Well, Alex is still handing me off aircraft. What? I can't. Anyway. All right, guys. And gals and non-gender conformists. That's all I have. If anybody wants to talk to me privately, you can do so now. I'll be down in general if anybody wants to chat. But I have now